Instagram gets a really bad reputation for being an awful place that ruins your mental health, but something that people forget to recognise is that Instagram can actually be a really good creative medium. It can inspire you to take more photos, to be more present in the world by taking photos of it. I thought that it would be fun to talk about some different account ideas you could have for Instagram, so different things you could start as like a side project. And this isn't for views, for likes, for followers. This is just as like a fun thing, but I guess if you wanted to, you could use it to do that, but that's not my intentions with this video. But it's just like a fun thing you could do as like a little creative project. So the first idea I have as an Instagram creative witchy spiritual account idea is to have one to share all of your nature photography. Now, over the couple of years I've been on Instagram, I have had one of these kinds of accounts quite often, but then I realised that most of the pictures that I take are nature photography, just naturally, because I like taking pictures of trees and stuff. So my main account was kind of like a nature photography account, and you could kind of see the nature in most of the pictures. So I didn't need to have one of these accounts, but if you post a lot of things that aren't nature themed and you want to do that to feel more connected to your craft, and also just more connected to like Mother Earth and stuff like that, it's a great idea to start an account just like this. And you don't need any supplies for it. You can just use your mobile phone just to take pictures, and cameras on phones for the last couple of years have been amazing, so it doesn't even matter what phone you've got, you can still take amazing photos. And with all of these account ideas you could have them on private, so no one even needs to see your photos, or your friends could just see it, or you could have it public if you want to. Just depends on personal preference. The next account idea is to share quotes and philosophy and different like teachings that you learn as you go about your daily life on your stories, and then on each like individual post you could have like main quotes that you found that inspire you. I would love it if people could bring back quotes being an actual good thing, because people make it a joke, like inspirational quotes like live, love, love. But I do think that quotes can be really quite amazing and transformative in your day if you have one that really motivates you. So I highly recommend that as an Instagram account idea, because you could inspire yourself by looking back at your old posts, and you could also inspire someone else. So it's a really lovely idea. You could even put song lyrics on your posts, and now you can add music to posts and you can do reels. This is so much easier because you can add the actual song into it on the background. I used to always take photos when I was younger that were themed around a song I'd been listening to a lot. Like I went through my Melanie Martinez phase, and I'd take like pictures of oranges and talk about the song Orange Juice and how that song was really significant. So yes, you could just share some teachings and things you've learned, or even journal entries as an Instagram account idea. The next one is to create a plant or a garden account, and this could kind of be like the kind of accounts that people have for their pets, so like their dog or their cat. People have like an account just to take pictures of their pet. You could do this with your pets if you want to, if you feel connected to that with your craft and your spirituality, but you could do it with plants. I'm actually near all of my plants right now, near my window ledge, so you could take pictures of them like you're a proud plant parent, and show updates of your plants, like if you buy new ones, when it's like watering day, if you put any crystals in your plant pots, and just show like your plants evolution and track it. A couple of years ago I did this, and I really love looking back at those pictures because I can see what my plants looked like a couple of years ago, and since then a lot of them have been propagated, so it's like the 4th generation or something, especially like my violet inch plant. Oh my gosh, I didn't know it had grown that much. So this started out a couple of years ago as just a plant I bought, but I've kept doing cuttings of it, and making it into more and more plants, which I'd like to make a video about, but it's really fun to do that. And you could then start tags and stuff about plants on your account. You could see if there's a community around plants. Also, especially if you're like a green witch, this is a really fun idea to do, because you could talk about the different correspondences with each plant or different herb that you're growing, and it could help you feel more connected. Or if you have a garden, you can have a garden account, as I said, and you could show you planting things. You could do little reels, little time lapses. You could do just like little aesthetic videos with some nice music in the background, and then some nice photos and stuff like that. So that's a really fun idea you can do. The next idea is to have a witchy Instagram account where you share photos of food you've made. So it could be magical, it could be mundane, it could be something you have made for a ritual or a Sabbath, or it could just be you make a really, really lovely dish and it looks really pretty. Especially if you're a kitchen witch, then it could help you to track all of your dishes, and then you could put the ingredients in the recipe in the description boxes, and it could be kind of like a digital book of shadows and kind of like a portfolio, if you will, of all the things that you've made, so you can look back at your timeline and stuff of your evolution as a kitchen witch. You could also look at doing stories of when you're in the process of making things. You can make really aesthetic videos about it. You can make reels. You can make, I think they do like guides now on Instagram. Well, I started doing that a couple of years ago, but I don't know. I used to have an account kind of like the ones that I'm talking about today. I had a writer's Instagram account. It was called Writersgram. So I joined the community of writers on Instagram, and we talked about what books we were writing, different characters we had and stuff like that. And it really helps you to find a nice community, because you can like support each other, you can meet like-minded people, especially people your own age. I found that a lot of the other writers were a similar age to me, so it was really nice to make some friends of people all around the world, and it helped me to practice my graphic design skills, which I'm finding really useful with now when I'm making thumbnails and when I'm doing video editing. All of the things that I learned from doing Instagram for Writers Instagram was really, really useful for the main online platform that I do now, which I really, really love. If you want to follow my Writers Instagram, which is currently on a hiatus, it's been on a hiatus for like 2 years, it's Ella's Writing Nook, but that was just such a fun time of my life when I was writing my little witchy fiction books, but I don't know if I'll ever go back to it. I think that if I ever want to share information about being a writer again, I'll put it on this YouTube channel, but who knows. So yeah, it's really lovely to start an Instagram account, and just as like a fun creative thing, because you can meet people, you can make friends, and you can engage with other people's posts, and then it will inspire them to look at your posts and stuff like that. So I really, really love Instagram for that thing, like just community. So that's a good thing that can come about making a witchy or spiritual Instagram account. So there's lots of stuff you could do with reels, I've said here. I'm not a fan of the psychology of reels or of YouTube shorts or TikTok. I think it's really, really bad for your brain to be consuming short form content, especially because if you look at the mechanics of like why you're doing it, like the psychology of it, it's because you're trying to get that quick dopamine hit. Because if you wanted to know a specific piece of information, you'd go and search it, but like having content to you served on a plate where you can't control it, like there's a lot of things that I've seen that I can't unsee, that I didn't have the choice of whether I saw it or not, and now it's just in my brain, is not good. But you could really positively use short form content to create some nice spiritual videos. You could share your spiritual teachings. This is a good stepping stone to then going into YouTube if you want to, because you can start practicing with short form, so then you can build up and do longer form. This is what I started doing a couple of years ago before I started this specific channel, because I wanted to practice what I was going to say and stuff like that. And then I thought, why not just make a video, like a YouTube video, like a proper channel, so I could properly talk about it, because 1 minute is not enough to share information on a magical topic, but I don't know, it could be a fun, creative thing. So yes. The next idea of an Instagram account is a travel account. So this could show your witchy adventures when you go for a day out, when you go travelling, when you just go and explore a new place or a new like part of your city. You could take photos and really nice like aesthetic pictures of yourself on self-timer, or get a friend to take photos of you. You could wear really nice cute witchy outfits and do this whilst you're travelling, and it could just be really fun to look back on your adventures. I really love doing like travel content on Instagram because you can do stories and then you can make them as highlights on the top of your account, so you can go back and watch all of your old stories. So like when I went to Barcelona like 4 years ago, or maybe even 5 years ago, at the end of this year that will be, oh my god, that's insane, I took lots of stories, like just one of me eating pizza and then me at the Sagrada Familia, and now I can go back and look at all those stories and it's like I'm reliving that event, because I've lost all of the footage that I made of the Barcelona videos that I made back then, because my phone literally had like 16 gigabytes or something ridiculous of data, so I couldn't make videos where I kept the footage afterwards. But it's really nice to just look back at your adventures because it shows chronologically the journey that you went on, and it just reminds you of stuff, and it's a bit more, it helps spark your memory better because the content is often moving as well. Like if you do a boomerang or if you do like a short video, you can really go back into that moment, because sometimes photographs, they're amazing and they help bring you back to that moment, but they don't capture everything. Like with a video, you can capture things moving, you can capture the sound and stuff, and it really helps you go back to that environment, especially if you wear headphones whilst you're looking back. It can really help you connect back to how you felt when you were in that place, which is also a really good thing you could use for magic. So if you want some like really nice solar energy into your working, like you really wanted that really nice like alive energy and to tap back into how you felt in a certain moment, you could really channel that kind of mindset that you had by watching the video back. Because whenever I go back and watch one of my old vlogs, I feel like I'm back where I was, and it really helps me go back to that mindset that I had. So if I had like an amazing day at the beach, then I can go back to that and feel like I'm at the beach again with that same mindset, listening to the kind of music that I listen to, and it really helps with magical workings and like nostalgia and all of that. So that is a fun idea. So what I said is the only Reels based account I would recommend is sharing breathwork. So 1 minute breathing exercises, and you could do voiceovers, you could animate something. You could also do this with like a meditation account or a yoga account. This is a fun little spiritual mindfulness thing you could do, where you could really make a significant influence on people's day. You could really help people to relax and have that moment of mindfulness in their day. So this is a really sweet thing that you could do, and it gives you loads of opportunities to be creative with the way that you present it. So you could take some really nice nature shots, or you could animate something, you could get some old photos that you have, and you could put it together as a video and then do a nice voiceover. You could find some really good music to go on it, or you could even make your own music to go on it. So there's loads of ideas with doing a kind of account like that. So I love that, that's really sweet. The next one is an account that shows moon cycle information. This is very useful. You could say like what each moon phase symbolises as you go through it, and like associate it with the zodiacs and the zodiac signs and stuff like that, and it could be really useful for other witches to follow, and you could present it in a really nice way. You could use Canva like I used to with my Instagram account, and you could do like a nice little graphic of the moon and use a really nice font, use nice colours. You could do like a different theme for each month, like a different colour you could choose. So then all the blocks kind of are like the same colour for like one month of the year, and then when it goes to the next month they could be like a different colour. I loved doing this when I had my writer's Instagram. I did a theme that lasted for like 9 posts, and I picked a film or a TV show that I wanted to theme it around. So I did like Charmed, I did Porco Rosso, I did Lock and Key, I did loads of stuff that I loved and just used the graphics of it and then just used it for my content. You have to be careful with copyright though with stuff like that, so yeah, I don't know if I recommend that, if that's actually not legally okay, but I was fine doing it, so I don't know. But the best thing to do is just to use the free graphics that are on Canva because they're legal to use on any of your content. So yeah, and Canva's also free as well. I love Canva. I'm so glad that I discovered it when I was doing writer's Instagram because I don't know what I would do without it. Astrology information is a great idea for an account, so you could share different things about each zodiac sign. I'm currently diving into this little sneak peek. I'm not supposed to tell you guys because it's like a project I'm working on, but it's linked to astrology at the moment. So you could do an account themed around that. You could have an elemental account, so you could make content about all of the different elements. So you could do like photography and photo shoots of capturing the different elements in nature or in just like day-to-day life in like really pretty pictures, or you could share information about the elements, or you could do it about just one element that you feel really connected to. So if you feel really connected to the element of water, especially if you are a water witch or a sea witch, you could just do it about water magic and that kind of elemental magic. You could share ritual ideas, crafts, all around that element. And an art account would be so much fun. I wish I could have an art account, but I still can't draw. I really want to. That's something I really want to start doing in the summer, but it is really hard. So if you are a talented artist, a digital artist, or someone who loves to paint, someone who loves to make sculptures, any kind of art, you could make a nice art account. And it could be witchy or spiritual or not. You might just love making art and be a witch and then feel like that's part of your magic. It might be like art magic that you do that you could showcase on your Instagram account. That could be a really fun idea. And the final one is one to share affirmations. So this is a really lovely thing to wake up to in the morning and to look at, so your friends could follow it and then they could be inspired for the day to have a nice little affirmation. And this is great because you can create themes around the different affirmations that you use. So like with my Sea Soul Oracle cards that I always talk about, they always have affirmations for each card of the deck, so they really help to inspire you with that sort of stuff. And so you could have like different affirmations that are linked to the sea, and then you could have another theme that's like different affirmations that are linked to the Sabbath, so like Ostara, which is at the moment, or anything. There's loads of different witchy themes that you could think up. So those are all of my witchy Instagram account ideas that you can use. You could also just have a general witchy Instagram account. I used to have one of those, so you can show your rituals. It can be like a digital book of shadows. You can share like different things you've been learning lately, and yeah, it could just be a fun little thing that you have as like an extra account where you can be a little bit more witchy, and it doesn't matter what you say because the people who are following it will be your friends, or will be no one, or will be just spiritual people. So it will be really nice community. You can build a community, and if you build your account big enough, you could have one of those like broadcast things. That'd be really cute. So yeah, that is all I have to talk about today. I really hope that this was helpful and that you found an idea that you would like to start. I would love to make more videos like this that's like kind of art magic that's really accessible for everyone, and I really love that I've been able to make something positive about a platform that usually has really bad press. So yes, let me know which idea you are going to use, if you're going to use one of these ideas, in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye!